everyone. If you're looking for the perfect nursery dresser, I have one that you should definitely check out. This is the Saint 4-drawer dresser by Delta Children. Today I'm going to talk to you about how it compares to other dressers on the market like IKEA or Target brands and what I love about this dresser, so stay tuned. Now, as far as assembly goes, I don't have any videos from that because my husband and I got really frustrated and it was very time consuming. I will say with both of us, it took us probably over an hour to assemble this dresser, and that's mainly for two reasons. They want it to look very sleek, so there's no screw holes or anything from the outside that you can see. So everything is really particular and detailed from the inside. And it's also just a well-built piece of furniture. So you have to kind of build it from the inside out. And there's a lot of hidden screw techniques, things like that, that keep the dresser so well built. And that's what makes it such a nice piece. But it does take a very long time to assemble. I will say that there are some pieces that require you to have power tools that they say in the instructions. So if you don't have power tools, you may want to get that for the assembly. I was very impressed when I opened the box because all the pieces were individually wrapped for the part that it was. So you didn't have to search for the changing table part being mixed with the drawers or anything. It was very organized and lined out. It just took a very long time to put together. Another thing to add about assembly was it is very, very heavy because it is solid wood pieces. Even after assembly, we had to take the drawers out to bring it upstairs. So you may want to get help just to help you carry it inside from the box, and after it's put together to kind of move it where you want in the room. The last thing I can say about assembly was we did mess a few things up. So when you are putting it together, there is a difference between this left and the right drawer. So you want to make sure that you put them on the right sides or they won't fit in at the very end. So one of these we ended up assembling actually upside down, so they didn't fit, of course, at the very end. So we had to redo one of the drawers. The last thing was at the end, when we went to put in all of the drawers, they were very, very difficult to put into the dresser. Now, once it's all in there, it slides very nice, but we did have some trouble getting them properly in the drawer slides for them to shut perfectly. So that will just take a little bit of time to mess with, undo, redo, just to get them to slide in perfectly. But after it's all put together, it is a great piece and I am completely in love with it. One of my favorite things about this dresser was the character and details that it has on the side. It really gives you the vintage look, but with a new, fresh, modern touch. I also love that the changing top can be removed after your baby has outgrown their diapers. So you're left with a pretty nice dresser in the end. This dresser has 4 drawers, 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom, and they're very decent sized. What I love about this dresser is that it has a vintage look, but it is still sleek and modern. So it still has clean lines, but it looks like a vintage piece. I have a vintage piece in another room and it doesn't have very good drawer slides. It has chips and tears on it. So this is a great option if you love that vintage classic look, but you want something a little more sleek, clean, and modern. This dresser comes in 2 colors, the white and the brown. I wanted the brown at first, but they were out of stock, so I opted for the white. And it is a beautiful, clean white, and I enjoy how it looks in my nursery. One of the highlights of this dresser is the removable changing table on the top. So you just take it off when your baby's done with diaper changes, and you will be left with a beautiful dresser to use in their room forever. Changing piece attaches at the back, so it's easy to come off when your baby does not need diaper changes anymore. And then you would be left with just a soft top of the dresser. Another special highlight to this dresser is safety. So it has these interlocking drawers that won't allow a child to pull one drawer open while another one is open as well. This reduces the risk of a tip over, which if you know anything about furniture like this, if a child opens too many drawers, then it could fall on top of them and severely injure them. So that's just another safety thing that Delta Children has added in this dresser. So they can only open one drawer at a time, and you can also have the optional wall mount for the back. So it has extra safety measures to ensure that your child will be safe around this piece. Something I was skeptical about at first was ordering a big piece of furniture like this because I've gotten burned in the past. When I order parts and pieces like this from like Target or Walmart, it can be really cheaply made and just fall apart very easily. I have a dresser from Target that I had to throw in the trash because the bottom of the drawers just completely fell out after only a few months of use. And I definitely don't see this being a problem with this piece. This is a really nice, sturdy piece of furniture. It's like something you would find at Ashley Furniture or a very nice furniture store. It is well built and very sturdy, so I'm very impressed with how nice of a build this dresser is. So 100% go for the Delta Children furniture as opposed to maybe an IKEA or Target build. I think this is really built really nice. So I love that about this dresser. My thoughts on this dresser is it is a very nice piece. I love it so much. The vintage look is exactly what I was looking for. It's very durable. It's not like anything else I've gotten online before, like from IKEA, Target, Walmart. It is a very safe piece for your child to be around with all of its safety features. It's very sleek and classic looking. It's also versatile for when your child doesn't need a changing top anymore. I just love it all the way around. I think it is a great piece of furniture, and I definitely think you should check this out for your nursery. Thanks for watching.